Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading for this full moon in Sagittarius. So because it is a collective reading, I'm doing this reading with my big combined deck between the tarot cards and the astrological oracle cards, and I'm happy to say that there are astrological oracle cards here. Actually, the very first card it's one from the astrological oracle deck. And it's beautiful because I just did the reading for a patron for this full moon in Sagittarius, also with just the astrological oracle cards. And this very first card that is opening this collective reading here for YouTube is actually one of the cards that appear there with this very incredible alignment, which is also here. So it seems like there is this crossing. Actually, the cross here is also a very potent symbol, but there is this important crossing between the patron message and this message. So if you want to check that out, the link is down below, but it really, it's up to you if you want to go deeper into this. But the message that is here is slightly different, although it is somewhat similar or complementary to the one that already showed up in the patron reading. So the message that is here for the collective talks about the alignment of three people. And it seems like it's like the minimum amount required for this full moon in Sagittarius to come forward with a profound message from the divine, I want to say, from the ethers, and specifically from this constellation of Orion, right? Which is the card that is opening up this reading, right? We have the three sisters aligned here in the center. So first of all, the three is already a very important number here because of this card that was also in the patron reading. But there is something very interesting here, because if you see the thumbnail, you'll see that there are three cards. The central card, which is a king, and then there is this alignment with these other characters, right? So it's like this triangle, right? There is this triangulation happening between these characters, and you will know who you are in this situation, right? In this configuration, I want to say. But the three being aligned is exactly what this card is talking about, right? Because the Orion's belt has like a lot of conflict, right? It's like part of this very past, well, forgotten history of our universe. It's like there has been like this mystery about this Orion's belt war, right? It's like this portal. That's the reason why there is this alignment between the three sisters. It's because this is a portal between time and space, right? I know very little about the war itself, right? I don't have my own personal memories, my own personal remembrances from this. It's something that I've heard some people, some channelers talk about. But what I know about this card and what it's showing up here for this collective reading is that the most important and distinct guidance coming from this Orion's belt card is the alignment between three people, three elements. It is wanting to be three people, although there could be more, right? That's the thing. That's the interesting part. It's like the essential things initiate with the number three, especially because to me also the number threes are all about co-creation. And it's interesting because there aren't any threes here, but there is this triangle, right? There is this alignment of the threes, right? Three people, three sisters, three friends, three places, three whatever, right? But there could be more, right? It's like three is the minimum, but with the Seven of Pentacles coming next, this is talking about gathering all of the threes together with more. So it's making me wonder actually if there are others that are going to join the initial three, or if there is like specific tools or objects, which is reminding me of the Sagittarius reading. You know, it's so fascinating how the readings work whenever they don't want to talk, right? Whenever the cards don't want to talk, like they just don't talk, right? And I've been days without doing readings because the messages were not coming, right? And then suddenly a few days ago when I posted the Sagittarius reading, talking about the token, right? Talking about this object, this sacred object that is going to turn Sagittarius in a sense into the portal opener. And now we're having this full moon in Sagittarius, which is exactly this portal opening up, right? The portal of the three, right? The portal of Orion's belt. But it's also because of the alignment of threes, right? Because of the alignment of essentially three things, three beings, three consciousness, three people, but with others, with other things, with other tools. The way that I'm seeing this Seven of Pentacles, it's like a sacred circle, right? You know, if we think of, you know, Stonehenge or whatever stone circle in Great Britain, or, you know, around the world, right? The stone circles, they're so sacred, right? This is how I'm picturing this Seven of Pentacles. But the Seven of Pentacles, it's like part of the essential things. It's not the amount of stones, right? It's not necessarily like requiring 3 or 6 or 7 stones, right? The alignment between the three sisters and the Seven of Pentacles is having some sort of potent object in the center, and then perhaps like, you know, 3 people around with 3 important objects, right? It's like, it's almost like complete the number 7, which is also, it's interesting because it's reminding me again of the patron reading, because another card that represented another constellation, the Pleiades, came through there, and it was talking about the 7 sisters. So the 3 sisters aligned with the 7 sisters, and here we have somewhat the same but differently, because it's the 3 sisters coming through again, but communicating with the 7 of Pentacles. So the earth realm, the 3D realm, this physical material dimension. That's the reason why I feel like this is for the collective in a sense, because it's wanting to engage us humans, right? It's like part of the circle so that this alignment can happen, so this communication can be received or established. Then we need to gather around circles, right? Or gather with people that are in the same frequency, that are in the same attunement. And this King of Pentacles coming next, it's like this could be the central figure, because actually the way that I was seeing this before the other 2 characters showed up and emphasized to me that this is one of the 3, this was showing me the circle itself, because you see here how we have the circular shape with one central thing, right? With one central object, which is also tying back to the Sagittarius reading, that shell, that oyster, that thing that was found by Sagittarius, and it served as this symbol for the portal opening up, right? So the symbol is here also in the middle of this crown. So that's the reason why, because if we think of the crown itself as the circle, right? As, you know, each one of these dots, right? Being like one person or one object or one stone in this circle, right? It's like this is the crown. So it's almost like to activate the crown chakra, or the opening of the portal in our crowns, right? It's like we need to be, it's like to emulate this shape, right? To have this token, this sacred token in the center. That, okay, so that's the interesting part. In order for this alignment to be acknowledged by the star beings that are part of this constellation of Orion's belt, it needs to be anchored in some sort of physical object. And that's the reason why we have one pentacle here in the center and also one here in the center of the crown. Because with the Two of Swords, there's something that wants to go up. The way that I was seeing this Two of Swords was that whatever energy is here, like in the center of the circle, it's going to be it's like the radio transmitter. I don't know how to explain that, but it's almost like this symbol in the center being surrounded by the people, the alignment of three, the alignment of more people, the alignment of people who have their own crown chakras active, right? And open and awakened. Then this is how this signal will be sent, right? The Two of Swords is like the signal being sent, because the way that I'm seeing this, it's almost like, you know, waves of like going through the ethers, right? Waves of consciousness. Sometimes I see the Two of Swords, well, the sword suit as like this spiritual, this highly spiritual energy, right? This high frequency that is in attunement with another dimension or other dimensions. So it's like, it's almost like breaking through the barriers of distrust, because there's also the traditional message of the Two of Swords talking about being blindfolded and needing to trust. So it's like breaking this barrier of distrust, right? Or mistrust, or not being able to see beyond, right? It's almost like if you were to look just at the physical elements that are being placed here around the circle, then nothing really is happening, right? It's not like somebody is going to, you know, show up or descend or ascend or, you know, materialize, right? But it is the frequency of the thing that is at the center that is going to serve as the anchor for this distrust to be broken, so that the energy can be elevated, right? It's like it's the circle that is providing that space because of the thing that is at the center being protected by the circle. I hope that makes sense. So the next row, the last bottom row here, is talking about who's there, who is also part of this gathering, who is also, it's like holding the high frequency together with the King of Pentacles. So at the same time that this King of Pentacles represents the circle itself, what is like the whole, right? The it's like the main energy for this to work. It's like it needs to be like this circular shape that holds the frequency, right? Of the crown, right? Of the crown. It's like activating the crown chakra of everyone that is sitting around the circle, right? Or every entity or every being or every object, every living being, right? It could be like a rock, right? It's like every being that is there, part of the circle, is sustaining that energy, is holding that frequency through the crown, right? It's like, because being the king, it's like the highest frequency, but from the dense plane, right? That's the reason why they both came as pentacles, right? Because it's from the earthly realm, it's from this 3D perspective, from this bodily way of existing, right? Or perceiving reality, that this attunement wants to happen, because it's like it's from this space that we are breaking the distrust. This is where this distrust exists, right? Is in the denser field, is in this it's like in the human way of perceiving reality that sometimes is so limited that we need to trust despite seeing anything, right? Or being able to really see what's going on ethereally, right? Or etherically. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but you know what I mean, right? So if this King of Pentacles represents at the same time the collective, right? Gathering around the circle, but it's also one of the people. I wonder if maybe this is you, right? Asking your friends to come, you know, to your house or to your garden, or to go on, you know, go to a sacred site. Perhaps if we were talking about a sacred circle, a stone circle, like whatever place you feel like it's going to have the proper energy for this ceremony, for this ritual, for this gathering, then it's like maybe you can identify yourself as being the King of Pentacles, right? The leader in a sense, or the one who's going to propose this gathering, right? Because it's like the pinnacle of the triangle if you look at the thumbnail. But it's interesting because these two, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords, they are being not separated, I want to say, but united by this Virgo card, which is acting as Mother Earth, right? Gaia. Virgo in astrology is, well, it is an earth sign. So it's interesting because we are in this Taurian lunation, right? So it is also this earth lunar cycle. So this is talking about the earth, and that's the reason why I feel like it starts from the human body, right? From this earthly perspective, right? That's why the Pentacle suit is here, and why this King of Pentacles is the one proposing this meeting, this gathering, this ritual to perhaps the one that they are partnered up with, right? So maybe you're talking about this with your own partner being the Queen of Pentacles, but there's something else that wants to come through with the Queen of Pentacles. So maybe this is an insight, or, you know, a message that in this gathering, in this circle, particularly the one who identifies as the Queen of Pentacles, which could be very well, you know, your own partner. If you're identifying yourself as this King of Pentacles, then that is the person that is going to receive an insight about how this is how this energy is going up, but then it's folding in on itself, right? Because if you see, like here, it's like if you are the King of Pentacles, it's like you're proposing people to gather up and form this circle, right? So this is the first step in a sense. When the activation of this token in the center happens and this communication with spirit is established, right? It's like the signals are being sent. It's like this is when this one will capture or will receive, especially because, you know, it's the only queen, right? The other two are kings. So maybe they carry a more masculine energy, a more masculine frequency. And this one being the queen, being maybe the most intuitive, maybe the most psychic, maybe the most spiritual, or maybe the most receptive, right? It could be just the receptivity, right, of this Queen of Pentacles from the human perspective again, right? So it's not like they lose consciousness or like they pass out or something like that. I feel like they are pretty much aware and very connected to the body. That's the reason why also this Virgo card is in the center, because I feel like there is somebody else represented by this King of Swords that is also very spiritual. And I'm not trying to say that this is a not spiritual person, right? If you're identifying with the King of Pentacles, if you are proposing this, it's like you obviously have this very incredible attunement with the universe, with the divine, in order to see all of this and to propose all of this, right? But you're the one who are holding the physical space, right? It's like you're the one opening up the circle in a sense. And these two are, it's like each one in this triangle, right? That's the reason why it needs to be 3, right? Because each one has a specific task, a specific function, a specific tool, a specific ability, right? You seem to have like the place, the resource, the idea, the leadership, like you're the one who is doing the practical gathering, right? This one is on the receiving end. They are perceiving what is going on energetically, but through their body. It's almost like maybe they're going to have this incredible epiphany, this incredible insight, because the energy is collapsing in on itself. And you see here how we have the cross. This is where the cross was coming through. And I remember that in the Sagittarius reading a couple of days ago, there was this crossing specifically coming through in the extended. So the crossing was coming through between time and space, right? And which is interesting because didn't I mention that about the Orion's belt, right? This is the constellation that when the 3 sisters are aligned, this is a portal between time and space. And I feel like that is exactly what this Queen of Pentacles is doing. It's like this is the vehicle. Maybe this is the, well, if this is the radio transmitter, right? The token at the center is the object that is going to capture this energy and serve as the anchor to bring down this energy from this constellation, from the sky, from the stars. Then this one is the translator in a sense, because they're able to realize the crossing, or to establish the crossing, or to pick up the signal from this crossing between time and space. But here, through, it's like not losing consciousness, right? Maybe this, okay, so talking now about this King of Swords, right? This is the one that I feel like is the most sensitive in a sense to see. Maybe they are clairvoyant or clairaudient, or you know, maybe they have all the clairs developed because they are, it's like they are a highly spiritual being, right? They are highly developed in terms of their psychic abilities, right? That's the reason why maybe they are the ones who are going to point out the fact that this is happening, right? The it's like the transmitter is working, right? However you want to see that. But this is, and maybe this is a good friend of yours, right? Or maybe a sibling, right? Because both of you, maybe you work together, right? Or maybe you do spiritual work together, right? Because you're both wearing the crown. So it's like maybe you're used to doing this type of stone circle gathering, or, you know, sacred circle gathering with this one, with this King of Swords. This one feels like a personal connection, right? It's like, you know, maybe a personal relationship to you because it's the King and Queen of Pentacles, right? So maybe it's somebody from your family, maybe it's your partner, whoever these people are. It seems like they are crucial, and maybe that's the reason why you handpicked them, right? Because you know the importance of each one in this circle, in this moment, in this gathering, because they have a very specific contribution to channeling this, to receiving this message, to establishing this communication. But for the earth, for the planet, you see here how this Virgo is talking about Gaia and Mother Earth. And it's interesting because the energy of the mother figure was also coming through in the patron reading, about the mothers of the universe. But here is wanting to emphasize the mother of the earth, right? Earth as our mother, right? And it's interesting because if we think of the symbol, right, we have three bumps, or three humps, or three, however you want to, three hills. The symbol of Virgo is like this bending of the third. Okay, so that in itself is a message that is very, very profound. And I'm wondering how I'm going to translate that, because I feel like it's very bodily. That's the reason why it wants to be well initiated by you. Maybe you do have a lot of earthy energy in your own chart. So you're connected to Mother Earth in a deeper way, and your partner as well. And this one in a different way. It's like they perceive maybe it's like the higher frequencies of the universe, but they are still embodied here, right? They still are incarnated. So they do have this vessel, right, that allows for this Seven of Pentacles to happen, to serve as the anchor, not only through the token in the center, but also through each one, right, who are acting as like this channel, right, this pathway. But for the earth, right, because you see here how all of you, right, all of these characters are surrounding the earth in a sense, are surrounding Mother Earth, are surrounding Virgo, the energy of Gaia. So it's for the benefit of the planet, right? It's for Mother Earth. And now I'm wondering if this, you know, bending of the third, it's almost like perhaps one of you, and I don't really know which one, right? I don't know if it's going to be this one because it's the one that holds the spiritual frequency. Maybe they are a channeler and they didn't even know. Maybe this one is going to realize that they have this receptivity that they didn't know. Maybe you're going to realize how evolved and developed your crown chakra is. But the bending of the third is almost like there is, like the two others are holding the ground steady, right? They are providing stability and safety for the third one to bring something forward, right? Because it's like it's bringing something to the earth. It's like holding something for the earth. I don't know exactly what that is, but it seems like a very bodily sensation. So it's almost like being the channel for something to come from the ethers to the earth, to the physical earth, right? Now I'm intrigued about that, but I'm not receiving anything else. So I wonder if it's like it's particular to each gathering, to each person. Maybe each one of the three of you are going to receive like a piece of it and like bring something. I don't know, really, I don't know, but it's such a gorgeous message. I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.